Hello and welcome to the Spot Show podcast, an independent podcast with a few pit stops along the way. Trying to remember how to do this because, boy, has it been a couple of weeks and I'm still very much suffering from jet lag, but we're going to power through it. I, of course, am your host, Jim Minton, Dickie Wabash, and today, joining me, making his return to Spot Show podcast, we have got the newly christened American Tiger. Oliver Kane is here. Oliver, I'm sick of you. So the fact that we're here on a podcast is crazy. And the fact that we have anything to talk about.
My wife says, I can't believe you talked to him that much. And I was like, we're 2 hours away again. So it's not like,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah. We are.
No, to be honest, like considering how much time we spent with, minor annoyances that happen no matter what. It was really smooth sailing,
Yeah. Of course, Oliver and I just got back from the trip of a lifetime that I am sure everybody wants to hear about, and that is exactly what we are going to discuss today. I am, of course, talking about the big MadBash Japanese trip. We had two MadBash brothers made the trip over to Japan. One was already over there, but I don't know if we can call him a MadBash brother anymore because he had an honor bestowed upon him that we are going to be getting into here as we continue the discussion. I'm of course talking about problem solver, former Baja World Champion Zach Abstract. Just the brothers over in Japan living the dream. Man, we have got a lot to cover. It was 12 days of just absolute, I don't even know what the proper adjective is, play. I'm just going to say this, an absolute experience of a lifetime. I still, as of this recording, it's been a couple of days. I still don't, since we've been back, I still don't think that I fully have the words to describe how much I loved the trip, the moments of the trip, everything. Hopefully we can kind of sort that out here on this one, old American Tiger.
It was a blast. It was a great learning experience. It felt very welcoming. The culture, if you embraced it and you treated it with the respect it deserved.
Yes.
The people were wonderful, would help you out. The language barrier taught you, you had to use patience, and there were moments where you get frustrated, but thank goodness with my kids, I've learned that in certain situations, you're frustrated at the situation, but you're not frustrated at the person you're dealing with because they're doing their best and they're trying their best. And
that goes more than just a language barrier. That also goes with trying to navigate Tokyo, but we'll get to that. Because you said you learned patience. You definitely needed some patience with me.
Well, I mean, it's a new experience. And
yeah.
You can, chalk it up. You learn new things.
Yeah.
Flying there, it was smooth until I got to Tokyo's airport. And that was a shit show. And
well, man, let's just start with that then. Let's just start. I think the way that we do this is that we just kind of start from the beginning and work our way through it. Let me just start here real quick because you really have the story. Yeah. I really don't. My travel day there was actually pretty smooth, knock wood. I didn't really have any major issues. I was very nervous because it was a 14-hour flight. I had a flight so here's how my flights broke down, and then you can explain yours. I flew from Indianapolis to Washington, D.C., Washington, D.C. to Tokyo, and then Tokyo to Oita. So I had those flights to worry about. And then you, meanwhile, had a direct flight from Chicago. But the part that was a little bit stressful for me was my layover, my connection in DC, because I had to shit and get. I had only like 45 minutes until my flight took off, which meant that I only had 25 minutes until it started boarding. I had to get to the other side of the airport. But we finally get there, 14-hour flight. It really wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I will say the last like 2 hours of the flight to Tokyo, I was starting to get a little antsy. I was starting to be like, I want this to be over. I'm starting to get that little cramp in my side from being, sitting for so long. I'm starting to get that restless leg going on here. I'm starting to get all that going on. And then that was really the hardest part for me, was just that last, you're just stuck. And you're like, there's nothing I can do here. Like, I'm in a window seat. I'm at the mercy of the two people. Thank God they were, nice people. And we all kind of coordinated when we would all get up and go to the bathroom and stuff. But you alluded to it, man. That's my story. Let's talk about your trials and tribulations, man, because I run into you. We, of course, had separate flights. I run into you in the Tokyo airport. Our connections crossed over a little bit, and you are just sweating. You're stressed out. You're all of this. And I'm like, what is going on here, man? And you go, dude, this is a story for later. I kind of you just trust me. It's been a mess. So please, Oliver, the floor is yours. And if I laugh at any part of this, I think we're at a point now where it's okay to laugh at it.
I find it funny. And just so you know, if you see my eyes rolling, it's not because of what you're saying. It's because I keep getting fucking pop-ups from wrestling group chats about shows I'm on, and I'm just like, or emails, so I'm clearing up the shit.
Back in America, brother. Time for those bookings.
It's not about what anything you're saying. It's like match, like this match and this match and this match. And like, I don't give a shit. I'm not in that match. Like, and I don't mean that to be rude, but like, I'm very, other than MadBash, which I help with, I don't care. Like, not to get off thing, but I show up, I'm kind, I do my show, I focus on my match, everybody else's match. I'm not involved. Like, I don't think about things that I don't need to think about.
There you go.
But anyway, so
I'll tell you what you don't think about is if you should grab your luggage or not.
Well, thanks for getting in front of the story before I tell it. I started out the morning. Originally, my wife was going to drive me because we both had the incident where I had to change the flight originally because the people that we were flying with decided not to do the Champaign to Chicago flight.
Yeah, I think we talked about that.
So then, and then they were going to charge me more for the same flights I was already booked on, but less flights, which was ridiculous. But so then my wife was going to drive me up to O'Hare because we thought about taking the train up and then spending the night, but that would have been ridiculous how much it was going to cost. So, but then my wife's work got real hectic, so I ended up flying out of Champaign, and because I had 2 checked bags with Air Nippon to go to Tokyo and Oeda, it was cheaper or maybe it was like $40 more to put me on first class. So I rode first class from Champaign, Illinois to O'Hare. Then I got that all squared away. I had to take my bags off because I flew American Airlines, and then United was the one that was in charge of Air Nippon. They were the sister one to take me from O'Hare straight shot to Tokyo. So I had to get my bags, recheck them, and for some reason, my dumbass thought because it had OEDA on the ticket of my check bag that, oh, maybe I don't. So land in Tokyo, the flight was not bad at all. Didn't sleep any, and I think you were the same way. Didn't sleep on the flight over there. I slept on the flight back home, but I didn't sleep on the flight over there. I was so excited, and Wi-Fi worked, everything. I had the row all to myself, which was amazing.
Ooh, lucky.
So I get there. You have to take a 15-minute bus ride to get from different terminals.
It's a big fucking airport, by the way. Haneda is the biggest airport I've ever been through.
So we go. So I get on the tram or the bus. I get off the bus, and I got like a 2-hour layover, which honestly isn't that much of a layover with a big airport like that. I get a call in broken English saying, "Mr. Oliver Kane, you didn't get your bags, so you have." So I had to come back. So I'm looking at the clock the whole time. So I come back. By the time I get back, I'm trying to figure out where the hell I have to go to get my bags. So I'm asking around, and thank goodness for Google Translate. Thank goodness for the fine people at Tokyo Airport, because it was really. So then I get the bags, and I've already been through customs. I've already been through a checkpoint. So I go check my bags after, this is go through security. I've already gone through that security with my boarding pass, so can't go through it again. So it seemed like every time I would figure something out, I would be stalled. And this whole time I'm watching the clock. And we're trying to figure it out. And we're trying to figure out. So finally, this nice lady at the All Nippon desk was like, "You can take the train." And I'm like, "Huh?" She's like, "Get on the train." I'm like, "I've never been here before, ma'am. Can you show me?" So she gives me a ticket. I go to the train, have to go downstairs, hop on the train, and there's probably and I keep watching the clock, and it's probably, I don't know how long the train takes, but I have 40 minutes till we board. And it's like, by the time I get to the train, it's like 35. And I am just, oh, I'm going to make it. If not, my luggage is going to get to Oeda, and I'm going to have to fly out later, probably with Dickie.
I thought you were going to have to get on my flight.
So I'm sitting there. While I'm at the train station, I get an email, bing, your flight has been delayed 10 minutes. So I was like, oh, Jesus, thank you, God.
There you go.
Because I was stressed. I would get a little frustrated. I was very apologetic, because they realized it was a situation. It wasn't me being belligerent. They weren't being belligerent. It was just, sometimes it's difficult to convey meaning even with the Google Translate. I finally get to the thing. I see it. I see Dickie. He's like, we're bullshitting. And you could just see I'm sweat dripping from stress.
Literally just drenched in sweat.
I go to get a drink. And my card isn't working. And so we give up, go back. And that's how we figured out that you have to not only select credit card, but then you have to select what row your credit card is on the thing to get to use your credit card. Because I'm thinking, I called them, I set it up, they said it'd be fine. This is just a series of fucking, because I was just I was parched and sweaty and just needed. So then I'm sitting there, and the boarding pass I have isn't all the way filled out, but it had worked, blah, blah. So everybody's, I'm getting on last, hand them the boarding pass. It doesn't fucking work. It doesn't work. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, I made it, and here it is, blah, blah. And I go, and then they go, do you have the stickers? Because for the receipt when you check your bags. And you know how it is. You never realize how many fucking zippers your bags or your backpack has till you're looking for the thing you have.
Yes.
And I find one, and I'm like, nope, that's the one from O'Hare. So then I dig, and I find the ones they were able to use that to get me on the thing. And so everything was fine. I had a row to myself. I get to the airport, I take a taxi through Uber, and I get charged double for it. And I never went back and looked to see if the initial thing cleared, since they whatever, but it was just finally get to the house. Thank God I had the Uber, because the person in charge of the thing didn't speak any English. So he kind of helped me get into the house. We got the air conditioner going. He started the air conditioner. So I gave him a tip, but whatever. Like, in a way, I'm like, if that cost me double to get that set up and I'm here, I don't give a shit. I'll just be more safe, like, while we're there. Which we were both very frugal until we went to Tokyo, because we're like, Tokyo's probably going to be where we spend the big amount. So let's be frugal till we go to Tokyo. But yeah, it was, by the time, and then you took there was no fucking, it's because it's kind of in the boonies. There's not really a lot of Ubers or taxis. So you had to take the bus.
Yeah. So I let me just, I want to go back a little bit here. The vending machine thing is the funniest thing to me. Is you're like, dude, I need a drink. I'm so fucking thirsty. And I was like, okay, well, the 7-Eleven in this airport is right down this way. You can let's just go. You go, no, I'm here at this vending machine. My gate's right here. I don't want to fuck anything else up. I want to be close to this gate.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So I go down to the 7-Eleven. I get me a drink. I get me a little snack. And I come back and you're still fighting at this vending machine. So I'm like, dog, you could have just come with me to the 7-Eleven.
Mm-hmm.
But I got where you were coming from. So then my stress comes from when I land in Oita. And I walk off the plane and I'm like, what the fuck do I do now? Mm-hmm. And I text you and you're like, dude, I had to take an Uber. It charged me this. See what you can do. So I get on Uber. No rides available. I get on TaxiGo. No rides available. I get a phone call from Zach Abstract. I get an Instagram message from, this is the first shout out of the episode, from Free Zaxxon. And they're helping me find this bus. I made this bus by like 15 minutes. And if I would have missed that bus, I would have been fucked. I would have just been at that airport. I would have not been able to even get to the Airbnb. And while all this is going on, and I get it, you pass the fuck out. So you're out. Like, you're at the Airbnb, you're out. So bless Zach and Free. They're really helping me.
Well, to be fair, I passed out after you were on the bus.
Yes. And I'm not faulting you in any way.
Once we knew you were on the bus, and Zach's like, oh, you want to go? Zach was like, I'm going to go get him. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Everything's good, you know?
So I get off at the stop that Free tells me to get off. And then I'm just standing in the middle of Oita and I don't know where the fuck I'm at. And I'm like, so I call Zach again. And that's when he tells me that you were passed out. Mm-hmm. He's like, share your location with me on Google. And I'm like, okay. So meanwhile, by the way, I'm stressed on this bus because, again, the language barrier. I've been in this country for all of 5 hours. 4 of them was a layover in Tokyo where it was still kind of homogenous with the language going on here. No, this is a full-blown bus that is in Japanese. And if I'm lucky, they slip in a little bit of English. So anyway, Zach's like, dude, you're like 7 minutes from us. He's like, do you see a Lawson? And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's right there. And he goes, I'll meet you at that Lawson. So then here he comes with his lovely wife. We meet up. And then from that point on, it was just pretty much smooth sailing. So yeah, the getting there for me wasn't really an issue until I actually got in Oita and I was like, fuck, I don't know how I'm going to get to this Airbnb.
Yeah.
Because the other problem that I was running into is the address that you had been sending me wasn't working in my apps, in any of it. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. But then once you get there and we knew the bus stops and we knew all that and knew all this, it was really no issue at all. But the problem that I ran into is the public trans card. You can just, you can just tap it. You can tap it. Well, I find out, I'm an Android boy. I find out that Japan, they don't really cater to Android users. So I don't have a digital bus card. So I have to be very cognizant of my yen, of my coins, so that I can use the bus. So that was a little bit stressful, but once you get it figured out, it's no big deal at all, really. It was simple.
Yeah. It didn't roll as easy as you're saying. I was on the outside watching you, so it's not nearly as easy as you're trying to present it, Mister.
Let me have this. I did fumble with a lot of coins. I was like, oh, I don't know. Because here's the thing too. I don't deal in coins. I just don't. I hardly deal in cash. I get home, I throw my fucking coins in a milk carton or something, and I don't need to worry about coins. But here I had to be cognizant of I need a 100 yen, or I need at least 400 yen, because it's usually 200 the trip there, 200 the trip back.
Yeah.
So I had to be cognizant of my coins. Which
it's funny.
Not.
It's because now you are a lot more confident and sure of how everything went, and that's not really how it was on the trip. Because so
why you gotta call me out, brother?
Mister, you didn't know to pick up your bags, so let's.
Hey, we both made mistakes. But no, once we got it, I mean, yeah, it was, because I had even told you, I was like, dude, public transportation, I've never had to rely on it. Yeah. I mean, I've been to a couple of places where I've had to rely on public transportation, but not consistently. So it was relearning the okay, so you got to hit this bus, and you got to hit this stop, and you got to do
Google Maps. I switched over. I downloaded Google Maps, and it helped me out so much more than the regular maps, because it would tell you what platform you needed to be on, all these things. And once I kind of made the shit, my turning point with it was because Zach and Sam were kind of taking the lead, because they had been here there.
Yeah.
So once we got to Japan is when I really figured it out, and was like, all right, this is what we gotta do. This is what we gotta do. This is what we gotta do. Okay. And then it seemed like any time that I would be unsure, you could figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
But when you were unsure, I'm like, we're good, dude. Trust me. So it was, you were the emergency in case you couldn't figure it out, which maybe, it wouldn't. We did really well, and I didn't mind the subway system. In fact, I kind of preferred it, because they would come every 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So if we missed one time, it was like, okay, well, there'll be another one in at most 20 minutes. And the buses would stopped a lot earlier, and they were hour and a half between them. So if you fucking missed the bus, coming home, if you missed, if it ran early, you know what I mean?
Yeah, let's jump ahead a little bit here. The morning that I leave, literally the one time on the entire trip that the bus decides to leave early is the bus I need to get to the airport. And the next one wasn't for another hour. So I'm like, I'm just going to Uber to the airport. And I didn't get double charged like you did. So that was definitely a plus. But because I was already out of the Airbnb, I was like, I'm not going back.
That was the most difficult thing for me the entire fucking trip, was the walk, that 11-minute walk, because the tire on my big bag basically blew out, and I was dragging it. And in the last football field and a half, I just carried my heavier bag, because so that bag had been with my wife for a while, so we just tossed it, because it was. And then going through customs was easy. It sucked. Wi-Fi didn't. I mean, you could watch. You had the in-flight entertainment, but Wi-Fi didn't work at all on the flight home.
Yeah.
And we both did the thing at the Oeda airport, is we double checked to make sure we didn't have to get our bags.
Yes.
Because we're like, I'm not running this risk,
I'm not doing this again.
And I got through customs so quick. Yeah. It was nice. And then I just stood and waited for my bags to come off on the belt. And I'm like, well, I'm glad I was efficient, because now I'm just fucking waiting and one of the last people to get their bags. And the funny thing is, my wife's just on the other side, waiting on me, and she closed a huge deal, which
Hell yeah.
tens of millions. Woohoo.
Ooh.
Big dog, big dog.
Oh.
But the thing is, she's doing work while she's waiting on me. So I come through the fucking doors, and this is when you're married to a successful woman. She's looking down at her phone, so she doesn't see me. So I was like, so I walked around, and she's still looking. I go, "Hey, lady, stop staring at your phone." And she just started laughing, and it was wonderful. There's nothing I can say negative about Japan, but it was night. I did miss my wife after 10 days,
Yeah.
12 days being away from her. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I enjoyed it, and like we were talking about, I really enjoyed it. I can't wait to go back, but I think I would want less downtime because I kind of did all the. Because quite honestly, what we did in Tokyo, if not for the time, like the scheduled, I had to do the samurai photo shoot, which was fun. If not for that, we could have knocked all the stuff we did out in Tokyo in one day.
Yeah.
As well as we flowed to, like,
Yeah.
we went to
So then
go ahead.
Let me just say this, and I feel like that we're just going to segue, because I was going to ask you, because we've kind of bookended it with the beginning and the end of the trip.
Yeah.
So now we're kind of in the middle here. Do you want to get into some of the touristy stuff that we did, or because I think we need to cover both, obviously, or do you want to start with the wrestling? But it appears, let's just go ahead and start with the tour.
Let's do the tour, because honestly, like in Oeda, we got there Wednesday nightish, Thursday. It was Thursday. Because we had did we have a day, or was I don't, dude.
The time changed. Yeah, it fucked with me.
But other than practice and then the two shows, like it was basically downtime in 08. We didn't do much. And then after we did the monkey show, the two monkey shows, which we'll get into, we went to Tokyo for 2.5 days, basically. It was basically 2.5. It wasn't even that. It was like 1.5.
Yeah.
Because we had
1.5.
Round two. Oh, probably two, because we came over like around lunchtime, did the stuff. Next day we had the whole day, and then we left that morning. So the next morning we got 2 breakfasts. So it was like, but like we went to, I don't know how to pronounce the thing, but we went to the wrestling store, which was awesome. We went to Bathing Ape, which was wild. I've never been in a store where you wait outside and then you wait inside before you can shop.
Yeah, it was really weird. And the thing was, the store wasn't even really that full, honestly.
No.
But I mean, I guess it's just that
keeps the flow.
It keeps the flow, and it's like that aura of like, oh, this is Bape. Like we need to like that whole hype beast thing.
Also probably stops shoplifting. I
could see that.
We went to World of Flight, which you got some sweet ass shoes.
Yeah. That was a cool one. I
put those ones on, but from walking in my running shoes all day and kind of like putting on low top Nikes after wearing Nike running shoes, your feet are like, this sucks, dude. Why would we wear these?
Yeah, it was Jordan 1s, right?
Yeah. They were like low Jordan 1s. They were cool. They were Tokyo. I'm glad I didn't get them. I wouldn't have had fucking room for them. Because you were close. I'm surprised you didn't buy another bag since you could check to.
I didn't need to. I didn't need to really. I was really worried because I cram packed my carry-on bag, my check bag, and my backpack. And what was stressing me out was because, again, as you can tell, like by what Oliver is saying here, we balled out in Tokyo. We got so much stuff in Tokyo. But the thing that I had to literally force myself to stop, because we only went to Tokyo with a carry-on bag and backpack each. So I really had to stop myself. But I get back to the Airbnb, and this is like 2 days before we're even 3 days before we're even supposed to leave. And I start packing because
Yeah.
I'm legitimately concerned of how much, if I'm going to have room, if I'm going to go over the weight limit, if I'm going to need to go buy another bag, which was a real possibility. But I get my check bag packed and I go up to Zach and I'm like, brother, is this 50 pounds? And he goes, let me see if I can curl this motherfucker. And he starts curling it and he's like, ooh, you're getting close. So I was right at 40 pounds on my
That was
big
my
bag.
big one. That was my big one. And that shit felt way heavier when I had to drag the motherfucker and
I'm
carry
sure
it.
it did.
So it was like, yeah, it was trying to think. I started, we both started prepping.
Yeah.
Thank God, you know, two blessings. The amount of shirts I sold, which is insane. I sold all but four of my shirts, which I should have brought more because of the sizes. Um, which dude, American fans rarely buy shirts at these indie shows anymore.
Yeah.
I also don't hang out it's my fault too. I don't hang out I don't hang out at the merch table because this is my, I've said it before. This is my, beer league softball. So I'm there to see my friends and
Yeah.
I love the fans, but you know, I don't usually come out, which I might, but I can't believe how many shirts I sold. I can't believe how pretty the fans of Japanese wrestling are. Like, just it was full of young women, like of age, I think. I married. I didn't fact. It was just like, oh, these two beautiful women are waiting for me so they can buy shirts.
And that's another thing so when we were in Tokyo, we jumped on with JTR uh,
Uh-huh.
because it was the morning for us, but they were live. But
Yeah,
we had pointed out, and I had noticed this even too, the majority of the fans in the crowd were women. And
yeah.
that was bizarre to see.
You could.
Very bizarre to see.
What was awesome about the shows, but um, shout out to Kochi for the wonderful dinners.
Oh, yes. Shout out to him. Great man.
Shout out to Homing Mask.
Yeah.
Homing Mask. Is it Tadokin? I don't know how to pronounce it, but
I don't remember the name, to be honest with
but
you.
a lot of these places, inside baseball, you didn't know about. And I was like, just trust me, dude. I'm going to show you these places. I had done, these are bucket list places that I wanted to go to. We went to Ribera, no
Do we
jacket, whatever. But it's more of, it was cool to see the pictures around,
Yeah.
but the steak wasn't good.
Yeah,
Mr. Dangers, the deathmatch guy who had his own little place that I went with, Coachy, far superior steak and meal. I'm just gonna
let's
say it. And maybe this get me heat. Guy at Ribera kind of seemed like a jerk. I'm just gonna say it.
I didn't deal with him other than when I checked out, but I will say this, like there's this mystique around Ribera, right? There's this whole like, oh, this was Bruiser Brody's spot. And, there's pictures of wrestlers all over the place and the jacket and the this and the that. I can tell everybody that is listening to this with confidence, if you ever find yourself in Tokyo, Japan, and you want to go to Ribera, do not expect a good steak. I will openly tell you right now, it was one of the worst steaks I've ever had in my entire life. The atmosphere, though, was fucking second to none because I think that as a wrestling fan, if you are in Tokyo, you should at least you should make the pilgrimage. I feel
to
like
see how small it is, and you see how tiny it is.
Yes. But do not go there expecting an incredible steak because it was mid as fuck.
If I got that steak from Roadhouse, I'm sending it back. I'm just
Yeah.
being real with you. I'm sorry I'm burying this place, and it's not sour crepes because I didn't get the jacket. I was on a high, and I'm like, hey man, I might as well try. Worst they can say, no, ain't no big deal. There's plenty of guys who I know a couple people who were legitimate people that didn't get a jacket, and someone had to call in to get them the jacket. And it is what it is. Like no diss to the jacket, no diss to the atmosphere, but the food, and it's more expensive. It was more expensive than if you want a good wrestling atmosphere and a great meal, go to Mr. Danger's. Go to Mr. Danger's. And I believe you said, was it Pat, was it Dale or Josh that said
I think it was Josh Crane had told Dalton Davis that that he felt the same way. Yeah. Don't quote me on that though, people listening. It was someone. It was Dale.
It was one of
Josh
or one of the Naptown Deathmatch kids.
Yeah. I think it was Crane.
They're mid now. They're men now, but I remember when they were kids. And much love to them guys for all they've done. I'm so happy and proud to see what because I remember working with them when they were really green. Green. And they always great attitudes, always good dudes, nothing but love for them. But the corn soup was amazing at Mr. Danger's. I will always put over Mr. Danger. I got a cool picture with him. In fact, the wild thing is I shared it is a fan was blown away that I was at Mr. Danger's. Why they were there. They're like, Oliver came out of the back and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Like it's, I'll save this for Paige show because I don't want to bury like wrestling altogether, but there's something about the way Japanese street wrestlers that, well, fuck it, I'll say it. I don't care. Sometimes you deal with being a pro wrestler and you love it and it's fun, but you don't want to always talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of want to keep it to yourself because you don't want to you don't want to answer dumb questions. You don't want to, it's not looked at as respectful in America. And I texted my wife and I said, while I was in Japan, it is probably one of the few times I can remember that I was extremely proud and unashamed to be a pro wrestler.
I get that. I get that completely.
You don't have to worry about, that fake bullshit, or do you know Triple H, or,
Okay, here's a good example. We talked about homing mask, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get to sign the wall. That's really cool. The level of respect that you were shown because you're a professional wrestler. It is what it is. And then I notice, I didn't mean to just kind of fuck it off by the way. Like, it was cool. He was legitimately like, because here's what you would do. You would be like, I'm a wrestler. And then you would show people pictures of you in the ring and they, oh my God. And they just think it was the coolest thing ever. So then you're signing the wall. And as you're signing the wall, I noticed that he's got stickers on the wall and I've got MadBash stickers on me.
Yeah.
So I talked to the owner of Homing Mask and I'm like, hello, like, do you mind if I run a wrestling company? Do you mind if so then it wasn't the same level of respect that you were getting, but he was like, oh, you like he was excited to put my sticker on the wall. And he was excited that this person that not only runs shows, but this person that wrestles on shows, that the respect that we were shown was so cool. And then, this is more your story to tell, of course, but like you had that level of respect everywhere that you went and told people that you were a wrestler. I just got a little taste of it. You got the whole thing.
Yeah. And like I said, when we went to the wrestling like museum and store, which
Tokodon, is that what it was called?
Something like that. Yes. It was, I'm like, I want to go to this place. And you're like, what is this? And I go, and then you started to look into it and you're like, holy shit. And then when you got in there, it was like Disneyland for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then they took a Polaroid of me and I'm on a board, like right within vicinity of the new Hayabusa and on the same board that Kenta Kobashi's on.
Yeah.
And it blows my fucking mind. And, they had me sign something. When we were back in Oeda, I went to a park, you know, which was cool. A park for Christian martyrs, and it was a nice little short park. And that was on the day where, we were after we got back in Tokyo, we went into like just chill mode.
Yeah.
And as I'm walking back, I see a jeans store, and I thought about getting some jeans because Japanese denim is like super nice. And I was talking to the guy, and I'm like, I need them wide, dude. I got big legs and I got a big ass. Like I can't. And so he's handing me jeans to try on, and he goes, "Are you an athlete?" I go, "Yeah." And I said, "Pro wrestler." He took a picture of me and promoted the show after I bought the jeans. Like he was so excited. He's like, "My buddy loves pro wrestling. He probably will come to the show. Can I advertise the show and show that you were in the shop?" Like it was wild. Some stuff you would never get in America. You would never get that. And I got a picture with Mr. Danger, which was pretty sweet. Like all this stuff that you get numb to and you get used to. And I don't see, and Dickie, you know me, I don't seek any of this shit out.
No.
Some of this was the first time when I went to when I went to Homing Mask, and I went to the other place that were kind of wrestling oriented. I did, was one of the first times you've ever heard me say, "Well, I'm a pro wrestler." That's what I do.
Yeah.
Because back in the States, I'm dad. I'm Nicholas's dad. I'm Benjamin's dad. I'm, Maddie and Brooklyn's dad. I'm Noah's dad. Like, to me, I'm the sports dad. Wrestling is just something I do. It's something that I enjoy doing, but I don't make it about me. I make it about my children, and you can vouch for that.
Yeah, 100%.
But here, like, it was the first time that I was like, "Hey," and I looked at it as, "Oh, the worst I can say is, yeah, and so is everybody else that comes in here." So that's why I had my Instagram up, and just it was wonderful. Getting into the logistics of it, like everything was extremely cheap. Thank goodness the U.S. dollar is so strong compared to the Japanese yen. But I have nothing but good things to say about it. And the touristy stuff was great. I don't know, man. We could probably talk about the shows now.
Yeah, I think people what they're really here for is to hear about the wrestling stuff. But before we get into that, let me just remind everyone that this is, of course, the Spot Show podcast. Each and every week we get together and we talk about everything. We talk about whatever it is that we want to talk about. Sometimes it's wrestling. Sometimes it's pop culture. Everything in between. If you like what we're doing here, you can go on over to patreon.com/MadBash Studios. Back us at the $5 tier. There you're going to find all of our content early and ad-free. That's the best way to keep the microphones on and the envelopes full. But sometimes you don't have the extra money that you can toss our way. Maybe you just blew a bag on a trip to Japan or something. I don't know. There are free ways that you can support us. You can, of course, go to madbashstudios.com. There you will find links to all of our social media. You can go to our Facebook account, go to our YouTube account. Go to everything that we have. Support us. Go to your favorite podcasting platform. Leave us a 5-star written review. Go to the YouTube and go to this episode of the podcast. Comment on that YouTube video. If you ever go to Japan, where would you like to go in Japan? Let us know. Join the conversation over on YouTube on this version of, the YouTube version of this podcast. Go check that out over there. Leave us a like on that as well. We have got some plug skis and upcoming dates for you as well. August 29th, Mad Bash Wrestling is back from summer vacation. Mad Bash Wrestling presents Ruthless. And as of now, 2 matches have been announced that, boy howdy, am I super fucking stoked for. First of all, we have got Christian Rose versus Xander Pride. That old coyote there, Christian Rose, he's going to get that revenge against Xander Pride after he attacked him at the Gang Wrestles for the Troops. That's going to be one that you are not going to want to miss. But let me tell you about that main event on that evening. Dare I say, a Midwest dream match. It's happened before, but never with the stakes this high. We have got Da Cobra making his MadBash Wrestling debut, and he is going right after the young GOAT, Devontae Knox, the MadBash Wrestling champion. First ever man to hold the title for a year, over a year now. He will be at like almost 400 days going into that show. That is a hell of a reign from Devontae Knox. Let's see if the Elite Warrior can dethrone him. If anyone can do it, I think it's Cobra. Cobra is just, he calls himself the Elite Warrior for a reason. You've been in the ring with Cobra. You know what he can do. You know the strikes he can deliver. It's going to be a hell of a show. You're not going to want to miss it. If you want to know what we've been up to, though, speaking of the YouTube channel, go check out our last couple of shows, The Gang Wrestles for the Troops and Event Horizon, 2 incredible shows. If you want those shows ad-free, of course, they are over ad-free on the $10 tier of the Patreon. Speaking of the Patreon, if you are not on the Patreon, then you are about to hear a word from our sponsors. This episode of Spot Show Podcast is brought to you by Big Red Soda. Let's be honest, wrestling fans are a little different. We spend hours debating matches from 20 years ago, drive hundreds of miles for shows in buildings that may or may not have functioning air conditioning, and somehow we consider that a good weekend. Big Red gets it. Big Red has been doing its own thing since 1937, delivering a flavor that's completely unique and impossible to forget. Grab an ice cold Big Red. Support the sponsors that support independent. And we're going to sweeten the pot for you. Any MadBash wrestling event that you go to until September 2026, any purchase at the merch table, doesn't matter what it is, a sticker, a shirt, a pin, a poster, you are going to get a free bottle of Big Red on us. Thank you again to Big Red for sponsoring Independent. This episode is brought to you by patreon.com/MadBash Studios. If you head on over to patreon.com/MadBash Studios, you are helping fund the definition of independent. Hundreds of hours of content starting at just $5 a month. You are going to get early, ad-free access to everything that MadBash Studios has to offer, on top of exclusive shows starting at just $5 a month. That's less than a cup of coffee a month. You can go on over to patreon.com/MadBash Studios and you can support the dream of being unapologetically creative. If you are looking for that retro feel with a little bit of a modern twist, then look no further than the Camp Snap V2 screenless digital camera. Listen, about a month or so ago, I decided I'm going to hop on this trend of retro technology. But the problem with a lot of retro technology is that some of it isn't as accessible. And then I realized, what if I can get the retro feel, but modern? And that is how I found Camp Snap. Camp Snap is an easy-to-use, screenless digital camera. Don't be worried about being glued to a screen. Be worried about being in the moment and capturing a shot with that feel. Listen, the V2 comes with multiple filters that are going to give that perfect touch that you need with every single picture that you take. You don't need to put it in post and add on filters. It does it right on the camera for you. If you are interested in joining that screenless lifestyle, go ahead and use our link down in the description of this podcast to get $5 off your purchase at Camp Snap. Again, head down to the link in the description of this episode and buy yourself a Camp Snap V2 with $5 off on MadBash Studios. All right. I want to throw a little shout out real quick before we get into the shows here. One of our sponsors, Camp Snap. You heard in the ad read about the Camp Snap V2. This is just a cheap little plug here. I took the Camp Snap with us to Japan, and the pictures that I took on this thing were absolutely just amazing. They turned out great quality. So I'm telling you, add that little extra spin to your next trip with a Camp Snap. Use our link down in the description. Get your discount. Get one of these things, man, because I'm telling you, it was cool. But what was really cool is getting to experience Japanese wrestling in person for the first time. And I know how I felt as a fan watching the show, as an envoy of MadBash Wrestling, as someone who was going over there representing MadBash, not even as a wrestler, but like I said, as an envoy to extend the hello, I am from MadBash Wrestling, blah, 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 build these relationships, whatever. So I can only imagine how it felt for you, who this has been, you've expressed it on here before. This was your dream to get to wrestle in Japan. This is something that you have wanted for years. You finally got to do it. You got to do one of the matches with one of your quote unquote wrestling kids, Zach Abstract. I can only imagine how that felt. So let's hear about it, man. Let's hear about what it was like to wrestle in Japan.
Oh, well, before I say that, I just wanted to point out a thing we forgot to say.
Yes.
Is when we came back from Tokyo, we got to ride on the hovercraft. And that
was how could we forget the hovercraft? How could we forget the hovercraft?
You were unsure, and I was trying to explain to people what it was. And then when you're like, oh, and it was neat because was it exhilarating? No, it was a smooth ride, which is kind of what you want when you get transported. But on the air, on the land to water, and it was pretty neat.
So we're sitting on the hovercraft and it starts to inflate, and I just hear you go, "Hell yeah, dog!" It was so cool. But so yeah, man. Let's. I can't believe we forgot the hovercraft.
I was thinking about it when you said it, but wrestling. Let's see, the language barrier of some of the nuances to try to call things, try to call some of the stuff out there was a little, and it's like they use the same words, but they don't mean exactly the same. So it got a little more comfortable. I feel like, we sold out the Monkey Dome main event first night. Me, Zach versus Monkey Magic and Skull Reaper. It was pretty fun. It was easy. It was great. I feel like and I mean this, I think I took Japan by storm, because by the second show, which was the next day, they were already chanting Oliver. Yeah. In that match, I got to work with. Speaking, when we got there, we did the training, and this training was. Have you seen me that motivated? Like,
never. Listen, I was just sitting on the outside watching this training, and it blew me up.
Yeah, and then you saw me moving my big ass around. That's also saved me while we were in Japan. That sizes are smaller, so a lot of the cool shit that I might have wanted, they did not have in my size, or I probably would have spent a lot more money.
Yeah.
It's still hard for me to realize that, because I still seeing myself as like 145 pounds in my head. But yeah, that first match was awesome. Being able to hear your name. I don't feel like the crowd was that much different. Like, I feel like they still reacted and popped for the stuff I wanted them to react and pop for.
Yeah.
Like, but I feel like Aji really liked me and gave me more of an opportunity each time. Because the second time I was in there with the UC and Majero Kid, both phenomenal, and Amazing Boy is
Ryoma, man.
He's got something about him.
Yeah.
He was leading the training, and I'm like, this kid's their ace. And then he's a greenhorn. he's been doing it maybe a couple years, but he was so, I got to do the big Road Warrior spots and made him look like $1,000,000 and won my match. Oh, second night is when um, we brought the Baja just to show him.
Yeah.
And, I was like, well, if I get to defend it, that'd be cool. But I'm not there to like try to get my title on the show. And Yusei was like, "You walking out with that?" And I go, man, I don't want to be disrespectful. And he goes, "Let me ask Aji." And he goes, "Okay." He goes, "He'll be fine with it." So we get up in the meeting before the show, and Yusei asks, he just fucking, "Hey, Oliver has a belt, blah, 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 blah. Is it okay?" Da, da, da. So then the ring announcer comes over, the commentator, and I give him all the information. And I'm like, Baja world title. And then I was like, and then they made a joke about how because the monkey man beat me, which it's because monkeys don't get cramped. Monkeys never cramp. So I ate bananas before the second show to make sure I didn't lose. They made a joke about since the monkey magic beat me, then he should get a title shot or he's the champ, which we laughed about. And you heard that kind of in your ear, so you thought maybe they were setting up a match.
Yeah, that's what I thought was happening. But what really happened
is I told him once I knew Josh was like out of earshot, I said, hey, make sure you announce MadBash Wrestling.
Yeah.
And so like I told Zach, I said, because Zach was there, I was like, don't tell Josh because I want him to like experience this live. Because if he knows it coming, it's going to make him extremely happy. But if he doesn't know it's coming, it's going to make it even better.
Yeah.
So then I come out and they like da-da-da-da. They do the intro and then we get in the ring and they do the other intro and they announce. I think it was the second intro in the ring.
They did both.
Okay, they announced it for both. Because I don't really focus about because it was live commentary in a sense. I wasn't focusing to the entrance about my name because I knew they were doing, because it was my second show, so I knew we did the initial and then we did the second one, and I was more focusing on playing my character, which they loved. American, that's why they called me the American Tiger after that, because 5'7" gift from heaven doesn't translate.
The 170
centimeter gift from heaven.
Oh shit!
But they did weight because they used pounds instead of kilos because it sounds more because the number's higher. So they use pounds. That's what Free was telling me. And had this fucking phenomenal match, and then they were expecting us to leave. Like, and I told, because we went out to eat that night, which was wonderful. That was when we did drunken karaoke and I puked. Yeah.
I was gonna fave it, brother, but if you want to talk about it,
they have all you can drink. We don't have that in the States. And you had all the boys and you had the promoter together. You're drinking.
Yeah.
And I went and puked by myself. I did not make it anybody else's issue. I didn't vomit on people. I felt the little well up in the esophagus, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to the bathroom. These nice, clean Japanese toilets. Use a bidet to rinse my mouth. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, and I told him, I said, I'm here. I stayed extra days so I could do the dojo show. And they were excited. Like he was excited. And I said, I want the bowl, like, which is, Kyoyo. Kyoya. I don't remember American kids' names, so it's hard for me. But he's their ace.
Yeah, he's good.
And that was, I went back to practice Friday, trying to put the match together, work with each other, get a feel. And then we kind of put it together and, because some of my stuff you can't talk out. You have to, especially with the language barrier, you have to kind of show. So thank God Zach was there to so I could kind of demonstrate some stuff. And he could,
Mm-hmm.
and like I said, they use the same terms, but they're a little bit different the way they use them. So trying to wrap my head around something that I've been doing 20 some odd years with just a little but that was cool because we were putting the music was going. I didn't realize my music hit, so I came out a little later than normal. But like the crowd is clapping, they're hype. It's like a regular
Oliver!
show. Yeah. And then when they said his opponent and they announced, the whole crowd went, oh, like they were.
Yeah.
And we had dueling chants at the beginning.
It was one of those where it was dueling chants where it started for you and then you hear it in real time transition into him. And it was like all the crowd's chanting for you. 50% of the crowd's chanting, 100% of the crowd's chanting for him. And I love those chants. That was such a cool thing because I was in the crowd for that. So cool.
And it was awesome. And, at the end of the show, they put us, the foreigner guys over, they put me over huge to the crowd. The crowd was really, it felt like I said, I had said, in private, I'm going to go do this. And then I've accomplished what I've set out to accomplish. You know, I know I'm getting I'm a lot closer to the end than I am the beginning. And I had Zach Abstract, my wife, and Jake Painter all told me, you say this, but you're going to go to Japan and you're going to come back more motivated than ever. And so after that first practice and the show, I called my wife and I said, you were right. She goes, I know. And my son was like, you're about to retire, right? Because John Cena retired. And he goes, Rey Mysterio didn't. He's still going. And he's older than John Cena.
I told you this today on the phone. My favorite thing that Hat Trick Nick does is when he tells you something, it's like he's telling you it for the first time, like you didn't know. That's my favorite thing that Nick does.
He goes, Dad, if we're out, say, maybe at a store sometime and they have the New Day, can we buy them? And I'm like, I doubt they'll really have the New Day, son, because they don't work for WWE anymore.
That's funny.
But yeah, he's watching Raw on Netflix, so it's starting to progressively go back further and further. Or he's watching, oh gosh, there's this Netflix movie, I forgot what it's called, but he watches it all the time. He stopped watching it, then he watched it again. It's the WWE one with Keith Lee and the little kid that has the mask and becomes a professional wrestler. He has this.
Yes.
The one that has this wild, like, you think the mom's dead, and then you find out that the mom, like, the guy's living with his mother-in-law, and you think that her daughter died, and then you just find out she just ran off with some other dude and left the kids and the guy. You're like, whoever wrote this movie was going through some shit in their life where they. So yeah, he loves those movies, and he enjoyed that WrestleMania or Wrestle Madness. It was WrestleMania first. You ever see that one with the?
I haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
With Johnny Nitro.
Yep.
And it's by the Air Bud people, which is like a little Jack Russell Terrier as a wrestler. It was wild. But yeah, he always tells me like wrestling lore because he's just finding out about it.
Yeah.
And it's his thing. But yeah, no, wrestling in Japan was amazing.
Yeah.
It was everything I hoped for and more.
I'm so glad to hear that. You have no idea how happy I am for you. And speaking of being happy, like, I'm happy for Zach Abstract too, because he had a huge honor. So here's a little inside baseball. We had every intention. I brought the equipment with me. We had every intention of recording a podcast when we were over in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
But just time, it got away from us. We weren't able to do it. So we're here doing this. I wish Zach could be here with us now, but Zach was named a member of the FTO dojo. And that is a huge deal to be an official member of a dojo. That is so cool.
A gaijin who was accepted in as a,
Yeah. And it's just to see the grind that he is on, to see it pay off for him, man. It feels so cool. I got to see two of my best friends accomplish something that they both really wanted. You got to just wrestle in Japan in general, and he got the honor of being added to the FTO dojo.
Yeah.
It was just cool. And then, for me to get to hear, there was a lot of I'm going to cry moments. Because I know what I've done for this brand. I know the hard work I've put into MadBash Wrestling, the hard work that Madrox put into MadBash Wrestling and MadBash Studios, the help that you've given us, the help that Dalton has given us, that everyone has given us to get to this point. Yeah. It was the greatest feeling to hear. First of all, it was cool the first time that Zach went over and took the Baja with him. But now to actually see it on a show and to hear MadBash Wrestling announced at a Japanese wrestling show. Oh my God. Like, I'm just a kid from West Terre Haute, man. My brand is like now global, and it's been recognized global. And like, I was talking to Harker Dirge, texting him the entire trip, giving him updates, and he was so happy for you, so happy for me. And he told me, he said, congratulations, you have a global brand now, is essentially, I'm paraphrasing, but I was like, fuck, man, that's so cool. And then I know that you have this same feeling that I do of you sold merchandise. I sold stickers. There's going to be a Japanese kid going to school wearing a 5'7" Gift from Heaven shirt, or there's going to be some Japanese woman that is going to be going to the gym with her water bottle that has a MadBash Turnbuckle Cross Microphone sticker on it. That's a logo that I bleed that logo. That Turnbuckle Cross Microphone logo is the most important symbol in my life. And I'm going to tell you a really cool little thing is we get to the dojo show where you wrestled Kyoya, and I look at one of their iPads that they're using to film the show. There's the MadBash Wrestling sticker on it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. And then another cool thing, just today, the day of recording.
I was going to say the post by
Kyoya makes a post and he's wearing the MadBash ringer tee. And then you get to the dojo show and all these guys show up wearing your shirts. So it's just like, oh my God, the level of respect that they had. I can't say respect without thinking respect.
Yeah.
They had for us.
I started you on that while we were in Japan. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did. I was kind of already on it, but you fully turned the corner on me on it.
But yeah, it's because I treated him with love and I treated him with respect. And they realized how, and they appreciated it, and they saw how hard I worked. They saw how I didn't act like I was better than them. They saw that, they realized, the amount of time I put in. I'll tell you who's over in Japan, Sami Zayn. I'll tell you that much. Because I was showing him old pictures of where I used to be, like when I was little, and I was like, here's this picture, and it was me fighting Sami Zayn, his cousin, I think. He knows him, El Generico. But and they're like, oh, and it was just, they knew how much I appreciated, and they appreciated it back. The training, like I said, you saw it. You could say 110, but I don't think that was enough of the effort. In the other training I did another training one of the days that you were like, we got back in Tokyo, and you're like, I'm just gonna chill, dude.
I needed that.
I'm still feeling it from Tokyo, and that I even hit harder. Like it was, and such the talent, and all those kids are young, and it's just, it was so great to be around that environment of, this is going to be real. As good as Amazing Boy was, how early he is in his career, there is no way I have ever seen someone in the United States recently that was that good would be as humble as he was.
So
and as
humble.
respectful.
All of them were.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like,
I know exactly what you mean.
Usually if somebody's pretty decent, they got they think their shit don't stink. They don't train as hard. They're kind of like, and maybe that's just the Midwest or the places I've been.
Could be.
I hope it's getting better. The culture here, there's certain things that you could never do. It would never fly in America. Just the follow the owner promoter out as he's leaving. Just
that was unique to see.
Stuff like you at training, you would thank the promoter, you would thank the trainers. Like it was like a martial arts class. If you've ever done martial arts, how you bow to and you say, you're like thank God we're here, not thank God, but like thank you for having this training. Thank you for training us. Like, and then you would start the class that way and you would end the class that way. Like I said, if you've ever done like very traditional martial arts like Okinawan karate or stuff like that, you kind of do that. That's how you started out. So it was kind of like, and I made that thing like you couldn't do this shit in America.
No.
If you were like, if we were doing training somewhere and it's like, all right, everybody, thank Josh for having the building and thank Oliver for training us.
Or like, hey guys, Josh is getting ready to leave. You got to wait. You got to stop what you're doing and follow him out. You couldn't do that.
They would like, you're a cult. You're this and that. And it's just the way it's built there.
It's the dojo system.
Yeah. Well, hell, that green girl who's amazing.
Yeah.
She just found out it's not a fucking shoot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She was, and she's young. And so her mom's there watching her like 16-year-old daughter get the shit beat out of her while she's training. And it's just like, that's part of it. It's part of it.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I mean in wrestling safe spots. They're not, they weren't busting her in her mouth. They weren't, it's teaching you. I enjoyed it, man. I mean, the sumo slaps kind of sucked after about the 10th, 11th one because they were shoot. And I was like, oh, God, hold on. And this because, the bull used to be a sumo. So it's like, and
yeah.
I admit after about the 10th or 11th one, I kind of bitched up because I'm like, you keep hitting me hard. I can't sell for you, dog. This sucks.
Yeah. So what he does, he gets the opponent in the corner and he does the sumo, arm
E-Honda.
Yeah. The E-Honda.
But with both hands.
And Oliver, like he's about right. You got about 10 in and you started to he moved your shoulder back so that you couldn't block anymore. Then you moved it again and you're like, chill. But no, it was, the whole experience was, I think that we've now reached the shout out section where we can start officially giving our shout outs. So if you would like to start.
Shout out to my friend, Kochi. Thanks for helping me out in Tokyo. Thanks for the 2 wonderful dinners and, feeding me and Josh the second night. Good dude. Hopefully, when you come to the States, you can come to the show. We'll see.
Fingers crossed.
Shout out to all the Japanese boys. You know their names better than me, but like you say, Amazing Boy, just the guys I've worked with. Shout out to Majin.
Amigo.
Yeah. And he's got another boy. He's got another boy that's like 17. Those kids are. Did I say Miguero?
Maybe.
Yeah, him. The Bull, of course.
Oh, yeah.
More love to Monkey Magic. We got to go to the Monkey Mountain. That was fun.
we didn't even. There's so much we didn't even get into.
It was wild how close they were. Shout out to Itchy. Shout out to Free.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lexi. A big shout out to Sam. More, all the love in the world to her and Zach. Of course, Skull Reaper.
Skull Reaper is the man. Yeah, he's one of the kindest men I've ever met.
Skull Reaper's wife for all she does. The ring announcer, I forgot his name. One of the most stylish men I've ever seen. That boy had a fit on.
Yeah.
He joined us when we went out to eat. The commentator, I forgot his name. Great man. Everybody was cool. All the green guys. Not green guys, sorry. All the younger cats. But to me, I'm old, so they're all younger. But just the environment, the welcoming environment. I really felt, Aju wants me to come back. We messaged and he's like, we'll see each other again, my friend. The FTO fans really love you. And because I sent him, I bought a towel. He had a sweet towel that had like holes in it, like his mask. And I sent him a picture of my wife wearing it because she put it on to show the kids and they were dying laughing. And so she let me take a picture and I sent it to him and he said, she's tremendous. So it was just so good. I'm not good with names, I'm not good with names in America. So,
same. But I reflect every shout out that Oliver just gave. We're gonna end with this discussion. Our last night there, we all, not all, there was a
we signed a wall in a pub.
We go out. A few of us go out to an Irish pub. We all got to sign the wall. And I'm going to keep it kayfabe because it was just a really special moment, but we had Free gave a little powwow after we left the pub before we left. He gave a little powwow and it was just really cool. So shout out to Free Zaxxon.
Yes.
Shout out to, I got to give a shout out to Lexi because she was translating for me a lot. And she really helped me out. And Free translated a lot as well.
Yes, he helped a lot. When I couldn't convey something, I was like, Free, can you help me convey? And he would. He was amazing. Shout out to Erica for hanging out at the karaoke night in the pub and dinner, all that. It's pretty cool. Like everybody was quality people. I can't say enough good things. So
yeah,
shout out to the staff at Tatakin. Shout out to Homing Mask.
Yeah. I mean, I think that hits it with all the shout outs, man. It was an amazing time. Loved it. Can't wait to go back. I can wait to go back, but that doesn't mean that I'm not looking forward to going back. The flights were rough. The jet lag is still kicking my ass. By the time you guys hear this, hopefully I'll be recovered from the jet lag. But yeah, man, it was, we can get a little bit more into my travel day back because it was a rough one. But when we get on Paige show. But yeah, man, it was the biggest shout out though goes to you. I mean, and Zach, because thank you both for including me. It was the trip of a lifetime. I'm never going to forget it. I love both of you, and Sam as well. Love her. I was there with my two brothers and my sister. It was a fun time. It's one that I will never truly forget. And I wish that we could, recorded a podcast there with everyone, but the timing of it was just, it didn't work out. Whether we were tired or got home late or, what have you, where had a show or had planned whatever. But this is a good little bow on the Japan trip. So
Yeah.
Well, Oliver,
Until we make the guys at Ruthless wait till you leave to work you leave.
yeah. It's like I am gonna. I actually thought about starting the meeting like that, but no. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Spot Show. Oliver's going to stick around. We're going to get on Paid Show. Maybe we'll get a little bit more in depth with some things that we couldn't talk about on Spot Show. There is one subject that I definitely do want to cover that really has nothing to do with Japan. But I know some of your thoughts on it, but I also want to just kind of discuss it in general. This new season of Dark Side of the Ring is really something to talk about, and I think that we could have a really good discussion there on Paid Show. So I know you've not watched it, but you know enough about these things that we would be able to bullshit our way through a half-hour long conversation. So again, Oliver, congratulations on getting to go to Japan. Thank you for bringing me with you. Thank you for all that you did to help get the MadBash brand over in Japan. Same goes for Zach. Congratulations to Zach on making the FTO dojo. That's a huge honor.
And winning the title.
Yes, and winning the KIID championship. Shout out to him. It's just there's so much to cover that we even forgot to cover that. Like it's just there was so much. But yeah, man, this was a fun discussion. I'm about sick of talking to you. No, you know I love you and all that. But we're gonna go ahead and hop off here.
Sick of seeing you, but I'll still talk to you.
Yeah. You can, of course, find me on Instagram at dwobseditbay. You can find Oliver at Hybrid Kane. MadBashStudios.com. There's the big one. Go there. Patreon.com/MadBash Studios, where if you are on there, you're going to hear us talk about Dark Side of the Ring. But if you are not, then we will see you all down the road on some form of content.